Small business owner, you ever catch yourself saying yes before your brain even loads? Yes, we can do that. Yes, I'll squeeze it in. Yes, I'll figure it out. And then 3 days later, you're standing in your shop at 9 p.m. eating a gas station sandwich, wondering why you agreed to a project that pays less than your electric bill. Let's talk about it. Because yes might be the word that's slowly killing your business. And no, that might be the word that saves it. Welcome back to $0 Marketing. I'm Chris Beecham, small business coach, chronic people pleaser in recovery, and living proof that no is a full sentence. Early in my career, I said yes to everything. Every discount, every weekend job, every friend who promised exposure instead of actual payment. And for a while, it worked. At least on paper, jobs kept coming in, the phone stayed busy, and what I didn't realize was that every yes I gave away was quietly taking something from me. Time, energy, focus, sanity. I wasn't running a business anymore. I was running myself into the ground. So today, we're going to talk about boundaries, not as a buzzword, but as a business model, because you're not tired. You're just saying yes too much. Let's start with the lie of yes. We've been sold this idea that hustle equals progress, that the more you say yes, the more doors will open. The opportunity hides behind every sure, we can do that. But here's what really happens. Every yes you give to the wrong thing steals time from the right thing. You end up busy instead of profitable, and busy is a trap. The prettiest, most socially acceptable trap in business. See, when I coach business owners through burnout, this is the first shift we make. We stop glorifying motion and start tracking meaning. We trade quantity of work for quality of results. Because if your to-do list keeps growing while your bank account doesn't, you're not hustling, you're hemorrhaging. And the worst part, you'll start convincing yourself that exhaustion equals importance. It doesn't. It just means you're tired and underpaid. Let's talk about the cost of saying yes. Every yes comes with a price tag. Sometimes it's money, but most of the time it's peace. That cheap client costs you energy. That last-minute rush project costs you focus. That friend discount costs you respect. I once took a rush job for half price just to help out. You know, one of those quick projects that somehow consumes 3 days of your life and your will to live. By the end, the customer is happy, but I was bitter because saying yes to them meant saying no to dinner with my kids. If I had a punch card for every favor project I've done, I'd have enough for a free therapy session, maybe even a loyalty discount. And look, this wasn't about being heartless. Helping people is good, but helping everyone is impossible. Because when you spread yourself thin for everyone else, you end up shortchanging the one person responsible for keeping the lights on, you. Now, here's the paradox. The moment you start saying no, the right clients show up. It's weird, almost unfair, like the universe is waiting for you to grow a spine before it sends you people who actually pay on time. No is a filter. It tells the world what you stand for. It tells people you're not desperate, you're discerning. Say no to projects that drain you. Say no to discounts that devalue you. Say no to deadlines that destroy you. Say yes to work that pays what it's worth. Yes to clients who respect boundaries. Yes to opportunities that align with your goals. In my coaching sessions, I call this selective yes. Every discussion gets one question. Does this move me closer to freedom or further into chaos? If it's the second one, it's a no. It's amazing how clear life gets when that's the filter. Your brain stops negotiating with itself. You stop explaining your worth like it's a debate club, and suddenly your business starts feeling like yours again. Let's get technical, because I know it's easy to talk about boundaries when you're on camera, but a lot harder when a real client's waving a check in your face. So here are some no templates you can steal from me today. Number 1, the polite no. I really appreciate you thinking of us, but we're booked out right now and I don't want to overpromise. Boom, done. You didn't ghost them. You didn't lie. You just sounded like a professional who values quality. And half the time, it's a made-up deadline anyway. Just say it. Number 2, the professional no. That's outside our current scope, but I can refer you to someone great who does that. You just kept your reputation intact, helped someone else, and avoided a nightmare project in one sentence. Number 3, the price pushback no. I understand budgets are tight, but lowering our rate would compromise quality, and that's not something we want to do. Translation, I'm not cheap, and that's why you like working with me. You're not rejecting people, you're protecting capacity. If you still feel guilty, just blame your business coach. Works every time. I do it. Tell them my coach would kill me if I discounted this. I'll take the hit, I promise. Let's talk about boundaries versus barriers, because this part gets misunderstood all the time. Boundaries aren't walls, they're doors with locks. You decide who gets a key. You decide when it's open and when it's not. Without them, clients will walk all over you, not because they're bad people, but because you never drew the line. People can't respect boundaries that don't exist. A boundary could be no text after 7 p.m. That's mine. Payment before production. I try. Clear turnaround times. When I work with clients, I call these boundary scripts. They're not meant to make you sound tough, they make you sound clear, and clarity creates respect. Because confident people communicate rules, desperate people apologize for them. And if you think setting boundaries will scare people off, good. The ones who leave are the ones who would have caused chaos anyway. Now, let's hit the big one, the fear of losing business. This is what keeps you trapped in the yes cycle. You're afraid the work will dry up. You think if you say no, people will stop calling. And maybe for a week, they will. But here's the truth. The wrong work is what's keeping you broke. The cheap jobs, the high maintenance clients, the panic projects, those are what eat your profit and your soul. When you undercharge or overextend, you're stealing bandwidth from higher value opportunities. Every time you say no to a bad fit, you make space for a better one. And space is where good things grow. Think of it like cleaning your garage. You can't buy new tools until you get rid of that broken leaf blower from 2008. Same rule applies in business. You can't attract great clients while your energy is being held hostage by bad ones. I walk business owners through what we call the confidence calculator. You literally rate each client on stress versus profit. If the stress outweighs the profit, they're fired. Simple math. And yes, it's terrifying the first couple times, but freedom starts with subtraction. Here's the equation no one teaches you in business school, or TikTok for that matter. Fewer clients times higher margins equal more peace plus better work. You don't need more clients, you need better ones, because better clients bring referrals, stability, and sleep. If you want to scale, raise standards before you raise volume. More isn't better. Ask anyone with 3 toddlers. That's why the most successful business owners I coach have the cleanest calendars. They're not running around chasing everything that moves. They're focused. They say no to almost everything. And the few things they say yes to pay for everything else. Let's make this practical. Here's your challenge for the week. Step 1, write down every task, client, or habit that drains you. Step 2, circle 3 you can eliminate or delegate. Step 3, say no to one new thing this week, even if it hurts. Watch what happens. You'll breathe easier, you'll think clearer, and ironically, you'll start attracting better work. We practice this until it becomes a muscle memory, because the first no feels scary, the second feels empowering, and by the 10th, you start sleeping again. You start realizing your business doesn't fall apart when you protect your peace. In fact, it finally starts running right. Here's what I want you to take away. Every yes shapes your business, but so does every no. One builds control, the other builds chaos. Saying no doesn't make you difficult, it makes you disciplined. And discipline is what gives you the life you started this business for in the first place. You didn't quit your job to become your own worst boss. You started this thing because you wanted freedom, time, choice, sanity. And you don't get those things by being a 24/7 yes machine. So say no. No to undercharging. No to overworking. No to being everything for everyone. And start saying yes to peace. Yes to profits. Yes to the kind of business that runs without you falling apart. If you need help figuring this out and where to draw those lines, come join me inside $0 coaching. We'll map it out together. How to set boundaries, build systems, and finally respect your own time. Because the truth is, you're not tired. You're stretched too thin by your own kindness. And the fastest way to fix that isn't another app or hire. It's a 2-letter word, no. Now go practice your new favorite word.